Well, howdy there, Internet people. It's Bo again. So, tonight we're going to talk about native schools, the schools we have today, and something we should be doing as parents or elders in the community, whatever. It is Native American Heritage Month, and since I'm going to be talking a little about schools, I figure I should bring this up. It fits nicely in perhaps an overdramatic way. The schools that were imposed on the natives, they were something else. They're something else. They were designed to crush that spirit. It's really what they were there for. They couldn't speak their native tongue, had to cut their hair, couldn't use their real names. It was horrible. It was horrible. And the conditions were appalling. They really were. Those schools probably had the longest lasting impact of any of the forms of ethnic cleansing that we tried. And, you know, when these facilities get repurposed today, it's not uncommon for them to find random children buried, unmarked. Horrible places. And they were designed to kill the Indian and leave the man. But they were so brutal, sometimes they wound up killing both. All in the pursuit of creating an American, whatever that is. Now, the schools we send our kids to today, they're not that brutal, they're not that severe, but that desire to create assimilation, uniformity, it's still there. And this has nothing to do with the teachers. It's the way the schools are designed. It breeds uniformity. And it doesn't matter if you have one of those great teachers that truly encourages curiosity on every level. That teacher is competing with every other child in that classroom who's going to try to stifle it. They don't want extra questions. We got to get this done so we can go do whatever. It's their peer group and the way our schools are set up that stifle that curiosity. And that curiosity is critical for education, for real education. You know, we have kind of a modified Prussian system. It's not quite a factory school setting. The curriculums are developed by decentralized little school districts in most cases. But they have standards they have to meet. And those teachers who are overworked, have too many kids in the class, all of that, they have to focus on making sure that they can pass those tests. The end result of that is a bunch of kids learning what to think rather than how to. And, you know, we expect so much from these teachers, and then we set all of the rules and all of the systems in opposition to them. It's kind of messed up. So that's where we come in as parents, as community members, whatever. We always have to be ready to supplement what the state provides. The other day, my 5-year-old was watching the Magic School Bus Rides Again. And I knew something was up when he came up to me because he was talking about this cave that we had gone to a few weeks ago. And then all of a sudden it pops out, he wants to know what kind of rocks are best to find fossils. And I'm sitting there like, thanks, Miss Frizzle. You know, now I'm going to try to access parts of my brain I haven't used since the 6th grade. And what I want to say is, this is a science question. You need to go talk to your mom. But I can't do that because we want to encourage that curiosity. So we always need to have those hip pocket classes ready. Whether it's a skill, general information, an idea, a life lesson, whatever that you want to pass on, you need to have your own lesson plan and have that ready for when the opportunity arises. You know, we have that great resource. How I dealt with that question. We have YouTube. So I wound up sitting there watching 40 minutes of stuff on fossils that I still don't remember, but he will. And I know, as busy as we all are, the first reaction is to go over there, type it in for him, let him watch it, pull it up. Here's some stuff on fossils, how they're, you know, where you should look for them, and walk away and go about what we were doing. See, the problem is, if we do that, we become just another kid in that classroom. The one thing that I have learned about children is you can't tell them anything. You got to show them. If your child asks you a question and you don't know the answer, you go to YouTube. Smart kids, they'll put that together. So if you type it into YouTube, kid knows you don't know. And when you walk away, what are you telling him? Whatever he was curious about, it's not important. You don't need to know it. The schools, they kill that individuality. They really do. It's the way they're designed. There's not much that can be done in a system because the system has to cater to the middle. They have to create that uniformity for them to be effective. We have to create that curiosity so that they can take that base knowledge that they're getting to the next level. Because otherwise, we're going to end up with a bunch of worker drones that can't think for themselves. And you can't blame the teachers for this. You can't. That may be the first reaction. But you put 30 kids in a room, 20 kids in a room, and you tell them to think for themselves. You try to impart that lesson. I guarantee you're never going to oppose a raise for teachers again. Anyway, it's just a thought. Y'all have a good night.